First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The dog pound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Here's Chubb on the read option. And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And oh, right away, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. Not only a fumble loss there, but a fumble lost on your first drive in your own territory.
Now you're dealing with a lot of stuff here.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Mayfield now after the fumble recovery. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a fourth down. So on fourth down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fielded at the 20. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. First carry for Najee Harris. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Here's Haskins to throw. He gets it complete to Harris. Only able to gain a couple there. And that's going to make it 3rd down and 10. Well, this defense for the Browns, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Play action. Haskins rolling to his right. It's brought in by Harris. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now, right at the 40. Now the former fourth-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. And some space to move right away as he's all the way up to the 30.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And some space here. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all this stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
From the red zone now, Haskins on first down. And oh, this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Brings up second and a yard.
From the 5 now, second and a yard. Out of the shotgun, Haskins. And this will be caught by his big tight end, Ebron, for a Steeler touchdown. Eric Ebron, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes the score 7-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And they came into play here off 2 straight victories. They're back to 500 on the year. But, Charles, is this little mini run coming too late to salvage their season?
Well, they definitely dug themselves a hole, and it leaves them needing to play almost perfect football from here on out. But I do believe they think that they've got this thing turned around, and they are capable of doing exactly that.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
He's checking.
Second down, here's Chubb again. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Sutton. And the Steelers are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Well, this crowd does not like that call.
Understandable reaction from them. That's their team that the penalty's going against. But you and I both know they're going to take care of the quarterback.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Brought down at the 23-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
After 1, 7-0. Audier Sports.
Browns nothing.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Haskins out of the gun. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. They'll try the right side with Harris, and that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. Boswell's kick is good, and the lead moves to 10-zip. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. The former Buckeye, Cameron Hayward, able to record his 5th sack of the season. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Mayfield on play action. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack. Here now, Johnny Townsend as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. Off the play fake. Here's Haskins. That's swung out wide to Harris. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On first down, Harris, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Boy, that is a 7-yard loss. Second down now. From the gun, it's Haskins. He finds his man, complete. It's Harris. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to get the football back at their own 17. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Oh, fighting off the defender. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Mayfield now. Eluding the pressure right. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. Now, that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Throwing, Mayfield. It's caught by Hooper. And he's got room. And they finally take him down, but not before he reaches the 43. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. They go play action. Mayfield. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Well, really not much secret there. 3rd and long, Charles, and he was looking to throw the football. And I would imagine as a defender, you're kind of salivating in that spot, right?
You certainly are, because 3rd and long situations, They tip the scale towards the defense every single time. Now you're actually able to dictate and understand what the offense is trying to do. You know where the first down marker is. You set your defense that way, and maybe you can be a little more aggressive in certain situations because of that. You start focusing on your coverage assignment, and when the ball's released, you break on it and make a play, as we just saw there.
From the 44, Haskins trying to get it to Ebron, and it's intercepted. Picked by Riley Harrison. 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. You think you're going into halftime with a good-sized lead. Not so fast. That pick six really changes the complexion. Probably also changes the halftime speech.
No doubt about it. Instead of going in relaxed, you're probably a little more uptight right now. Probably a little bit angry. Let's see if they can get their focus back.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead is down to a field goal. So the extra point good, and the roughing call going to move the ball out to the 50 for the kickoff.
And I think this is a good chance to pin them deep if you can land the kickoff inside the 5-yard line or so. Gain some field position for your defense.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's going to be brought down inside the 5 at the 3.
Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
They were just trying to get their offense a little more room down near their own goal line, but this is just going to make things worse.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They hand this off to Harris. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Now it's Haskins. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. On the give, this is Harris. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. 12 yards on back-to-back plays there, and that's another first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They go play action now. Haskins. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
Now Haskins on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Myles Garrett make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
This defense coming out after the half, and if that plays any indicator, Charles, maybe a little refreshed and refocused here for quarters 3 and 4.
Yeah, they did really well on that one. That's exactly what they need to keep doing if they want to change their fortunes in this game.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, that's where this Cleveland crowd, the dog pound in particular, make it difficult on opposing offenses. It looked like they might have had troubles communicating at the line, and it leads to the incompletion.
Now Haskins, 3rd and long. Haskins hit, and he lost the football. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10.
We talk a lot about setting the tone to start the game. Well, you want to start the tone right in the third quarter as well, and nearly lost a football there in their first drive.
And sometimes we overdo it when we talk about halftime adjustments and what teams are going to do. Most of the time, it's just a matter of executing the game plan you brought in. But I'll guarantee you, they didn't draw that play up on the whiteboard at halftime. They're fortunate to retain possession.
A good head-down running on the return gets about 15 yards.
And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10.
Off the option, here's Williams.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Mayfield now from the 50. Out to his left. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. Takes this to the 45. Not much space after that broken tackle. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Mayfield. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And this is taken in at the 5. And he is finally out of bounds, just shy of the 5, all the way down to the 6. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll run with Chubb. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Mayfield to throw it.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Ball resting on the 9 on 3rd and goal.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And his kick here is good, and that will knot us up at 10. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of hope.
Yet again, Haskins is intercepted. Third time. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. Well, he tried to get rid of it. Pressure was coming right in his face, and it turned out to be a bad thing.
And it's so easy to be critical of him in that spot. When you have all those people bearing down on you, probably his last thought was just get rid of the ball. Give them what they want. Unfortunately, he gave it to them too well. Picked it off, ran it back for a touchdown.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustmts. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
A gain of 8 yards, and it's 3rd down.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down. Now Haskins to throw it. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
47 yards on the ground for him so far.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Looking to throw, Haskins. Steps away to his left. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down.
How many times have we sat with coordinators, and especially the defensive guys, they've talked about big plays, sacks. They often come in bunches. Well, it may not be a bunch here, but that is the 3rd sack of the game for them.
And around this sack 3 or 4, I would think it starts to get in the quarterback's head a little bit.
Not just the quarterback, the offensive play caller, the offensive line, knocks people off balance and changes what they normally do. You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on fourth. They'll try and throw for it with Haskins. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And he's going to get this inside the 30. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the fourth down conversion. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll run on first down. Harris. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. Now it's Haskins.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. To the sideline, and he's got it. They say the feet are down. Yes, the line judge says they're in. That'll be a 1st down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Again, it's Harris. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Najee Harris.
Touchdown number 15 on the year.
And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as it kicks away.
This will be fielded inside the 5.
And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back.
Only able to get it to his own 20 after breaking through the contact. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, these 2 teams, you might recall, met back in mid-season, week 8 to be exact. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mayfield. And finding the tight end Hooper. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
And part of the tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Well, that was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
The Browns on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 9. Now Mayfield. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Here's Chubb on the read option.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
They'll roll him out right. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Steps away. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 28.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Here's Mayfield. Sliding out of the pocket. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Browns.
Anthony Schwartz.
Touchdown number 15 on the year.
And the Browns answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. On 2nd down, it's Harris.
Well, these two teams met in Pittsburgh earlier in the year with the Steelers prevailing in that one. So they'll be looking for the win here in Cleveland to complete the season sweep.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing now is Haskins.
Pass complete to Ebron.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to piece something together here.
All will be forgiven if he leads him into the end zone.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Here we go with Haskins. Short little throw to Ebron. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as they understand where they are in the field.
Now it's Haskins. Able to hit his target, Claypool. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. There he goes, left side. And this defense has broken it open as they return it to the house for 6. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And the lead is up to 14. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received, I hope.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by John Johnson. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, fourth quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies. He'll buy some time right. And Mayfield again with the interception, his third. Picked off by Robert Spillane. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. But when he went on the move there and started rolling out, I thought there was a window, but that window closed quickly, intercepted.
And sometimes, despite how big your arm talent is, you don't get enough on a throw when you're on the move as opposed to setting your feet and stepping into one. That may have been the case there, and the defense certainly benefited.
Now after the turnover, here's Haskins. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. From the 24, Haskins. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. They come up now, 3rd and 5, following the incomplete pass. Here's Haskins to throw. This is caught. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with a clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
Problem for them, they needed that score with a little more time left on the clock. I think just too little too late now.
I would agree with that, and we're programmed never to say never. But in this case, we're asking a lot for them to even think they have a chance.
Boswell good with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So with just a second to play, we'd have to see something crazy here for them to have a chance. And this will be recovered by the Browns hands team, and that should just about write a finish to this one. Well, this was a good one. Excitement all the way to the end. You had the points, and then they were hoping for the miracle there on the onside kick. Couldn't get it recovered, and that was your ball game.
And I'm of the opinion that any time you actually do recover an onside kick, it almost is a miracle. It takes so many things going right to make it happen. It didn't in this case, and they walk off a victor.
So for the Browns, they move back over 500 now at 6-5. And they'll get another home date next week as the Eagles will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, it's a bit of a setback as they drop to 6-4 now. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals.